not too, too near. Or maybe the physios needed more experience in the fitness side of things. Or maybe the coaches needs more experience in the clinical rehabilitation side of things. So both ways, they have good points of strengths in their practices. Okay? And both sides have their weaknesses in what their practices. For example, physiotherapists. Most of the physiotherapists that attended the courses in Pride Physio, UK, they're all eager and excited to train clients in the fitness industry because they have to agree. Physios are quite, I would say arrogant, but their arrogance is based on their license. Because they have the right to brag, they have the right to say that I know more than you. Yes. But on the other hand, when you get to test them, okay, and ask them, okay, how do you actually build this body? Or how do you actually do strength and conditioning with this athlete? Okay. Later on, along the slides, you will see where is our scope of practice. Okay? So are you still following? And then on the other hand, we have like coaches who we can say injury rehabilitation specialists. We have enhanced, and we have corrective exercises falling under the fitness industry certificate courses. And then we have courses offered by industry education providers that use the term rehab. Okay? So I'm not saying that we don't learn anything from them. Okay? But it's good that these entities are offering information like this one. Okay? It's just so that we should, we would know how to help our injured clients further and how to manage their injuries. But then again, when our industry, the fitness industry, is being fed with the concepts, especially we have concepts, okay? We as coaches, we cannot actually learn this in 1 day or 2 days. We cannot. Because even I'm going to use myself as an example. Despite my degree and having graduated there, it took me 5 to 7 years to consolidate the whole physical therapy curriculum. Why? Because I need to practice the concepts. I need to practice the rehab protocols. Okay? If you're a patient, and you're not a patient, and you're not a patient with a soft tissue injury, these are 3 cases which I have to manage differently. Okay? But that doesn't say that I'll be good at treating. Case basis is different on how we treat. Likewise, for personal trainers or exercise coaches, we're all guilty of having one program, okay, and we're providing it to the rest of our clientele. Maybe because of our busy schedule. It's challenging to have individualized or personalized programs. Okay, but it's always good to have a template for us to follow. It's not wrong, it's not right. It's just being smart. But on the other hand, if you have been doing the same cookie cutter program for the last 5 years, or even the last 2 years, without changing it, so you're shortchanging your clientele. And you're also not doing any better for yourself as a professional coach. Okay? So I think that's a good intro. Let me just go back here. Do you have any questions here? So most of them we have encountered, right? Okay. All right, so what you can see here now is a project between me and some of my colleagues. Okay, it's called the Training Rehab. Okay. So this is where we bridge the gap between the rehab practice and the commercial fitness. Why? Because we need that in-between education, okay, from coaches to jump into the rehab practice. Okay? And for the officials, surprisingly, to jump into the fitness industry. Okay? Going back to prime officials and owner, okay? So we came up with the conclusion that it is all about movement. The way we train a client is all about movement. Yeah? The way we treat patients is all about movement. Getting them to move functionally. For us as coaches, getting them to perform better. Right? Okay. If I'm going to ask first, okay, does anyone understand the scope of practice of a personal trainer when it comes to injury?
What does that mean?
Okay. Do we understand our scope of practice as coaches in terms of dealing with an injured client? Where's the line that we should not step? Yeah? Okay. But, you know, in all things under the sun, there's always a loophole, a gray area that we can answer and navigate that world. But you have to find out why, where, how, and by all means, how to enter that and we do it. So this will get you there. Yeah? Even though it's a 1.5 hours workshop, it's going to give you an idea of where to enter your rehab practice. Yes? Okay. So this is a project of us where you have your training rehab, you have your pro, okay? This is your 3 days course, wherein you get trainers to actually, learn the concepts of rehabilitation. Okay, so when someone asks you, hey coach, I think I got this, how do I deal with this, how do I manage this, then that will be a coursework for you. Okay? And then you have your training rehab practitioner. So these were the advanced level courses that you might want to take. Like for example, dry needling, okay? Your electro dry needling. Then you have your ISTM. Okay? You have your dynamic capping. What else? You have your muscle energy techniques. You have your PNFs. Okay? All those exercises and modalities. Okay? Why is one practitioner? Because you need to have a very good foundation of knowledge, okay, to be able to deliver those tools. One example, one member here walked up to me, hey coach, I saw your Instagram, you're doing dry needling. I have pain in my shoulder. Can you do dry needling for me? I said, why do you need dry needling? Okay, yeah, because it's painful. Okay. So, what should I do now? Should I just put a needle there? There you go. So I guess, should I put or not? No. Even if I could, even if it makes me 350 dirhams, but this is our responsibility as professionals. We cannot just do that. Because I haven't assessed you, I don't know your history or your injury, I don't know what's been happening in your shoulders. Okay, so that's why. Okay. That's why Prime Fisher previously was quite hesitant to bring in this practitioner level courses to the coaches. Okay. We did an experiment because some of you guys in the hands went in for dry needling. So what we found out that, okay, anatomy-wise, okay, the coaches was falling behind. One comment was, I didn't know there was this muscle. Okay. And then another lack of grasp would be the function of anatomy. the action of the muscles. Okay? So that's where your pro comes in, to tackle all those gray areas for us coaches and actually to be where we have practice. Okay? One physio was asking me, remember here, why do you have to give them new skills? It's our bread and butter. They should study 5 years, and they should do what? 1 year clinical internship. Okay, it's not there for us. I said, look, I'm not talking about us. I'm talking about the injured client. It's not fair for them not to have this access, you know, to healthcare. Okay? Like for example, well, this year 2023, all the knowledge you can Google, yeah, all the information you can go on YouTube. You can know all these things. But if we don't actually understand them, then that's the issue. Okay? And then we have your training rehab essential. These are mini workshops like this one. Just to fill in those information. The mornings are. And then you have your training rehab intern. For those who have done the pro, okay, the practitioner level certificate courses, okay, I think I want to go further with this, but I just can't afford university level, physiotherapy schooling. So this is where you go, intern. So we're going to try to get some clinics to get coaches as part of their rehab team. Okay? You have a what do you call this? The PTA, okay? The physical therapy assistant. But my recommendation was, yeah, it's okay to take the physical therapy aid courses just for you to have a grasp of how you actually use the tools. But the issue there is that, okay, that's your boundary. I'm a physiotherapist, is the physical therapy assistant, and can you put these electrodes on the quads? Okay. Okay, I'll just put this there. Because I don't even have to ask. Why? Because it's not my scope of practice. I'm just there to place it. As a physiotherapist, can you put these hot packs behind the neck, the cervical? I'm the physiotherapy assistant. Okay. Yeah. So it's not my scope or my practice to even ask. Okay. Now, as a physiotherapist, okay, this is the exercise treatment. Okay. Before I change anything here, I need to report and submit this to the head of the medical department. Okay, we call this physiatrist, or the rehab med doctor. And I have a question. How many days or how many weeks will this report go back to the physiotherapist in real life practice? Yeah, yes. Depends on this doctor's schedule. Okay? Sometimes it's 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. So now, while you're doing this treatment, the patient has improved, but you're still doing the same exercises, same reps, same sets, same protocols, because you're waiting for this doctor to give you an update. Okay. Now in the US, they have elevated the physiotherapy practice into a doctorate practice, so that we can get away with this. We can update. But doing the doctorate in physiotherapy takes another 2 years, 2 to 3 years. Yes. Okay. So now, if you want extra knowledge for rehab practice, that's good. PTA, or you can attend rehab courses. Yes? Any questions? By the way, sir, just to give you briefly, and just giving them an overview of how we actually can bridge the gap between the rehab practice and to commercial fitness. Because I think nowadays a lot of coaches would like to jump into the rehab practice. Okay? But when you jump in, make sure you be accountable for what you are delivering. Okay? It's about time that we cut the BS, because when I was a trainer, back in early 2000, we have a lot of trainers. Yeah, I can treat your scoliosis. I can make it straight. But there's still no treatment for that, actually. But there's one. Have you heard of functional patterns? Very good protocols. Out of the box. That's why I would recommend a course for physios to actually do that very well, especially for the scoliosis. Yeah? Postural issues, functional patterns. All right. So that's me. Okay, so everybody, you recognize him? Is that?
Yeah, I know. I know that.
Okay, so this is my university school. Okay, so I'm wearing 3 hats. Okay, so I'm a structural osteopath. What is that? Okay, some view osteopathy as a way it means to be called a doctor. But some would see osteopathy as a tool to help patients recover, okay, physically. Okay. But for me, it serves both. Because I would be honest, okay, for the fitness industry, you need credentials to get ahead of our competition. So I was telling our friend here that everyone is level 2 and level 3. How many thousands are we now? Coaches? In the UAE? 6,000? 7,000? All are level 2, level 3. But what makes you ahead of the game? Now, that's a big question. Right? So, on the side, I'm doing operations management for Chase Sports and Fitness Club in Alcus. Okay, even though you see me here every time, it's just I have a flexible schedule. Okay, benefits. And then I'm also a teaching faculty for Engage Fitness Academy in Oman. Okay, and then I'm also an accredited tutor for the newly created Reps Philippines. Okay, and then we have the upcoming Oman Reps. Okay, and then we have Prime Fisher. Okay, so that's me. So this is what I intend to do with my career. Okay, it's more on teaching and rehab skills to exercise skills, bridging the gap between rehab practice and commercial fitness, and this one providing exercise rehabilitation continue outside the clinical walls. This is you, this is us in the very near future. Okay, so we need to upgrade. You see, the only way you can actually get ahead of the competition. Alright? So shall we begin? Let's set first some ground rules. Question and answer, we can entertain that because we're only given